is up, fight fans? Welcome to the LFA 159 preliminary action on YouTube and Facebook. Lightweights up first. Here is the tail of the tape, powered by Prime. Manuel Hobson, known as Minuto, is 30 years old and 11 years older than the young gun, 19-year-old Juan Pablo Vieira, who is 3 inches taller and will have a sizable 5-inch reach advantage. Ron Kruk and Max Suarez with you tonight, cage side, as we are extremely excited to be back in Caraguatatuba, Brazil, LFA number 159. To get the action rolling, here is our ring announcer, Thiago Pamplona.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from CD Casabranca in Caraguatatuba, São Paulo, Brazil, for the prelim fights of the LFA 159. This next bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the LFA lightweight division, and it's brought to you by Prime Sports. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer and jiu-jitsu style fighter. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs in at 155.2 pounds. He holds an undefeated professional record of 3 wins, 2 knockouts, and 1 submission, with no defeats, representing Equipe Diogo Teles and fighting out of Palmas, Tocantins, Juan Problema Vieira. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a striker. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighs in at 155.4 pounds. He also holds an undefeated professional record of 2 wins, being 2 knockouts and no defeats, representing Team Lucas Mineiro and fighting out of São Paulo, Manuel Robson Minuto. And the referee in charge of the octagon is Julio Catarino.
What a crowd we have here tonight in Caraguatatuba for LFA 159. We're kicking off the action in the lightweight division. Minuto, black shorts, red tape, comes in with a 2-0 record. And Juan Pablo Vieira, red shorts, blue tape. Max also undefeated at 3-0, which of course means someone's O has got to go. Well done.
Well said, Ron. We have Minuto with the red tape, Vieira with the blue tape. Minuto 2-0, like you said, undefeated. A very, very dangerous kickboxer. Was Alex Pereira's training partner here in São Paulo for a long time. We've kept our eye on this kid for a long time. But Vieira has Minuto's kryptonite, which is that right there, Ron.
Right, we spoke about it, and right away, Vieira on the back of Minuto. Minuto escapes, that's a big escape for him, eats a shot on the break.
Minuto is the shorter fighter, but has the technique to withstand the punches and has that knockout power. But Vieira has the reach advantage. He has the ground advantage. He's much more technical and much more knowledgeable on the ground than Minuto.
Third fight in 7 months for the striker Minuto. Perfect 2-0. Also a Glory Kickboxing veteran, and comes in with a very solid 21-6 kickboxing record overall. True martial artist. A little bit of a low blow.
And Minuto literally trying to follow in the footsteps of his training partner, Alex Pereira.
Right.
Went to Glory as a kickboxer. Pereira came to the LFA and then moved on to the UFC. Minuto wants to trail the same path as Alex Pereira.
On the other side, Vieira making his LFA debut tonight. Perfect 3-0. He comes in with a 100% finishing rate. He's got 2 knockouts on his resume and 1 submission.
I was always very curious to see how Minuto would be as an MMA fighter, because in kickboxing, Ron, you're used to standing and banging and trading, and you're fighting with 8, 10-ounce gloves. This is a 4-ounce glove.
Right.
All you need is a punch in the right spot. You're going down. You can't be taking punches like you do at kickboxing.
What makes Alex Pereira such a scary opponent. Puts on those 4-ounce gloves. Midway through the opening round, LFA 159.
When I heard about this matchup, it was very interesting to my eyes, because this, to me, Vieira is the first guy that has the tools to beat Minoto and to take his invincibility away. He's not only a good grappler, but as you can see, he's a good striker. And being a good striker with 4-ounce gloves and having that reach advantage, Minoto is having some problems. I haven't seen Minoto get this hit.
And there he goes on the ground. Now they clinch up. Big shot landed. Under 2 minutes to go as Vieira attacks the neck. Big knee, gets through the guard. Vieira teeing off. Can Minoto survive? He looks stumbled, Max.
Like I said, he has the kryptonite for Minoto. He's showing that. Look at that kickboxing. Look at that striking. He's out kickboxing, out striking a specialist.
And now Minoto lands a shot, but he's not out of trouble. Vieira smells blood, punching his way into the clinch again.
He's fighting against the clock right now, Ron. He wants this round to be over so he can recover, but he's got a thirsty Vieira in front of him.
Combinations followed by a nice knee from Vieira.
And Minoto hasn't recovered yet. You can see he's still stumbling across the octagon.
Approaching 1 minute to go. Ooh, combination from Vieira lands. And he's backing up Minoto again.
I have never seen Minoto get hit this much in MMA.
Well, this is his toughest test yet, Max, no doubt about it. Comes in at 2-0, but his opponent's win and loss record was 0 wins and 2 defeats. So this is a step up in competition, no doubt about it. Minoto trying to slice open Vieira with those elbows, but it's the cut on Minoto that's starting to ooze blood.
You can see that Vieira's a very tall guy. He's got sharp edges. He proved that already. Now, 15 seconds left. He's exactly where he wanted to be in this fight.
Half guard now, moving to looking for the mount, but he takes the back once again. A Minoto, time winding down. Max, that looks tight. There is the tap. Over and out. Juan Pablo Vieira remains undefeated. First round submission, and it was a beautiful one.
Look, I'm not gonna say this surprises me, Ron, because I said in the beginning, this kid has the kryptonite to beat Minoto. That's what happened. He was the better striker. He was the better grappler. He was the overall better mixed martial artist. It's unfortunate for Minoto having his first loss, but we gotta remember, he's following in Alex Pereira's footsteps so much. Alex Pereira also had a loss in the beginning of his career, but I'm anxious to see Vieira, what he's gonna do next. Definitely a kid that we should see in the main card in the future.
I agree. We always say it, Max, nobody stays undefeated in mixed martial arts. The good fighters learn from the experience and bounce back, but what a night for Vieira, the 19-year-old phenom. Let's check out his handiwork here in the first round.
Minoto's always trying to use his kickboxing, but Vieira was very, very long. Countering on top of that cross, that's the hand that dropped him, and he's conscious. He's getting hit, but he knows he's got the longer reach. That's when Minoto got clipped there at the beginning of that round. That was the beginning of the end. Minoto never really recovered from that hit, and then Vieira, capitalized on. We got best. Quick transition to the back. Minoto, no defense at all. Both hands on the mat. That's the biggest mistake you can make when you have somebody on your back and on your neck. First thing you got to do, sense of urgency. One hand on his hand to protect that neck. Didn't happen. Got his loss. Vieira got the win.
This is Vieira's third straight first round finish, and there wasn't much time remaining. Let's now get the official time and go back inside the octagon to Thiago Pamplona.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee Julio Caterino has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes and 55 seconds of the very first round. declaring the winner by submission via rear naked choke, Juan Problema Vieira.
With 5 seconds remaining in the opening round, Juan Pablo Vieira gets the submission with time running out. That is his second submission win. Also has 2 knockouts. Remains undefeated, improves to 4-0, and earns his first victory inside the LFA octagon, Max.
Kudos to Vieira. He did what he had to do. He's going to have an impressive win on his resume. You know, I'm anxious to see what this kid is going to do in the future. Definitely got to keep your eyes on Vieira, for sure. And Minotauro, being a fellow Brazilian, he'll be back strong.
Of course. LFA a 159 from the brand new CG Casablanca Sports Complex. This place is beautiful, state-of-the-art, just recently opened, and we are thrilled to be back in Caraguatatuba tonight. 2 Dana White Contender Series alumni battle for the interim light heavyweight championship when Rodolfo Bellato takes on Acacio dos Santos.
The LFA returns to the Brazilian coastal city of Caraguatatuba at LFA 159. The interim light heavyweight title is up for grabs in a championship showdown that will feature 2 men that have been on a collision course for over 12 months. Rodolfo Trator Bellato and Acacio Pequeno dos Santos competed on Dana White's Contender Series last summer
Santos.
after picking up wins early in 2022. Now their paths collide as both men have their sights set on LFA gold after earning title shots with dominant TKO wins earlier this year. LFA 159 also features prolific knockout artist Anderson Pusita Fajita, clinical finisher Lucas Fenomeno Hosha, top undefeated prospect Caio Fernandez, and former Brazil national wrestling team member Hugo Silverback Cunha. From the CG Casablanca Sports Complex in Caraguatatuba, Sao Paulo, Brazil. LFA 159, live on UFC Fight Bands.
We are expecting some major fireworks here tonight at LFA 159. So many of these fighters, Max, have made a living out ending fights in the first round. We take a look at the matchups. Just a few fighters that I'm excited to see. Lucas Hacha comes from the Amazon. He's only 22 years old, going to take on Mateus da Silva. That's going to be an epic war. And then in our co-main event, Anderson Fajita is back to take on Pedro Hizzo-trained Junior Luis. I mean, you could pick any one of these, Max. It's going to be a barn burner, but give us your fight of the night, bud.
You know, it's what you said. It's a barn burner. It's a hard decision. That's why I'm not going for 1. I'm going for 2.
Go for it.
We have a title fight in the main event, but I'm going with Lucas Hacha versus Mateus da Silva, the flyweight. 2 very good, crisp, clean strikers. Very dangerous flyweight, man. They're fast. They're furious. You can't blink. And then, of course, co-main event, the knockout artist Anderson Fajita, the guy that is Muay Thai champion in Thailand, facing Pedro Hizzo, the legend-trained Junior Luis. Very dangerous guy. These guys, they told us they're willing to stand and bang in the middle of this octagon. And when you do that between 2 high-level strikers, it's going to be a banger, for sure.
So glad that you could be a part of the preliminary action here on YouTube and Facebook. And remember, if you haven't signed up yet, get to UFCFightPass.com and do so. The UFC Fight Pass Invitational is back with another star-studded event headlined by Felipe Pena and Craig Jones and co-headlined by UFC veterans Glover Teixeira and Anthony Smith. How fun is that going to be? plus a $25,000 grand prize 8-man tournament coming exclusively to UFC Fight Pass June 29th. More matchups to be announced soon. UFC Fight Pass is the exclusive home of the Legacy Fighting Alliance. Bantamweights get the spotlight now in our second LFA number 159 preliminary bout. Tail of the tape, powered by Volvo AutoStar. We have Joao Paulo Santos taking on Isaias Simoes. This should be a lot of fun. Santos, 31 years old, and Simoes is 27, 4 years younger. Weighed in a couple of pounds heavier. You see Simoes is 3 inches taller and 3 inches longer in the reach. Once again, we go inside for the fighter introductions. Here's our ring announcer tonight, Thiago Pamplona.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the LFA Bantamweight division, and it's brought to you by Volvo AutoStar. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a grappler. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs in at 132.8 pounds. He holds a professional record of 11 wins, being 3 knockouts and 3 submissions, with 1 no contest and 3 defeats. Representing KO Squad and fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Joao Santos. And his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighs in at 135 pounds. He holds a professional record of 8 wins, being 3 knockouts and 3 submissions, with 5 defeats. Representing No Fear Fight, Vale Top Team, and fighting out of Taubaté, São Paulo, Isaias Simoes. And the referee in charge of the octagon is João Claudio.
Max, another chapter in the classic battle between Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. Simoes representing Sao Paulo. He has the red tape and the black trunks. And Santos blue shorts and blue tape. He is coming in from Rio de Janeiro.
One of the biggest rivalries in sports in Brazil. Doesn't matter if it's MMA, soccer, basketball, Rio versus Sao Paulo. You don't want to lose. Simoes in the blue tape, nicknamed Gato. That's because his girlfriend, Melissa Gato, is a UFC fighter. She will be fighting in Vegas, actually.
Oh, and big shot from Simoes, looking to end this fight quickly, Max.
That was, he got on that back quick, though. He got that hand in correctly, got knocked down twice, but now he turned that around. He's already on Simoes' back. Let's see how he works from that back, Ron.
Santos got caught.
Not once, but twice.
Right.
And he got caught twice. Couple seconds now, he was able to turn around. He's on Simoes' back. He still has a little under 4 minutes to work. Got that body triangle, and he's starting to work that neck. Simoes doing, Ron, what Minoto should have been doing in that last fight, working those hands before, you know, worrying about that neck. That's what's going to make Santos hard to submit.
Santos, a brown belt in BJJ, on a major win streak, unbeaten in almost 5 years, but making his LFA debut tonight, looking for his 7th win in a row. Last loss came all the way back in July of 2018. The other side, Simoes making his LFA debut as well after a bounce-back win in his last fight. Trying to keep the momentum going tonight.
You know, there's 2 ways to see Santos get knocked down twice in the beginning of the round. He's strong because he knows he can take it, and now he's on Simoes' back. If he submits Simoes right now, he was placed in a very uncomfortable position in the beginning of the round. That shows he's got a strong mindset.
Well said, and Might have woken him up a little bit too, and look at this. Simoes in a lot of trouble. Can we have back-to-back RNC wins here at LFA 159? Oh, nice escape, and the fans here appreciate it. And Simoes back up.
What a turnaround. I mean, I gotta say, we've been action-packed since the beginning of this fight here, Ron. It's the beginning of this show. It's been crazy. I mean, we've had big boys in here with big turnarounds. We've had knockouts with submissions following. We've had a guy get knocked down twice and going for a submission. All of a sudden, things are turning around. Simoes now on top, trying to work from that half guard, which is very, very efficient when you throw elbows and you protect yourself while you're doing it.
Oh, and some nasty elbows raining down from Simoes. If you want to see those early finishes, make sure you are following the LFA on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting. Check out our Instagram page. I know we got them up. That's what our guys do.
Santos trying to work on that cage pressure, throwing some knees to the legs. But Simoes is just long. He's got those long arms. He can attack, the guillotine. He can attack the arm triangle. I'm just curious to see. He's still got 1:20 left. It's hard to tell which way this fight's going. It's been turning around every 20 seconds.
Very much so. Hard to score this one as a judge. The tide has turned several times in this LFA Bantamweight matchup. Coming up on 1 minute to go.
Simoes has those long legs. You can see how high his waist is compared to Santos. He's bringing those knees up very well, and he's controlling that cage pressure very well. He's on the cage, he's working. In the eyes of the judges, that's being aggressive. That counts in his favor. Very good control.
Another takedown scored for Santos, but fighters back on their feet as we hit 30 seconds to go.
They're making this hard for us, Ron. When we talk about something, they're turning things around.
Right. Glad I'm not judging tonight. Man, Max, what a crowd here at the CG Casablanca Sports Complex. It is so loud in here. Always, of course, amazing fight fans here in Brazil, but they came tonight. They're representing.
Yes, and I got to tell you, the good thing about Brazil is that, hey, these tickets aren't sold. They bring in their donation, they bring in that powdered milk, which is something that the community really needs. They bring in those diapers, and they get a ticket.
So
we've got
cool.
a packed house. We're doing good to the community. We're bringing, better nutrition to these kids that are growing up and that don't really have it.
And quickly, as we look at some of the highlights here from the first round, I want to give a shout out to Big Nog tonight, too, who is doing the Portuguese side of the broadcast and what he's doing in the community with offering kids free training and his charity. Props to Big Nog. We love that guy.
I agree. And not only Big Nog, but Caio Borralho making his play-by-play debut on UFC Fighter.
How about that?
LFA just does it different, Ron.
Yeah, we do.
That was a good first round. A lot of back and forth. I would give it to Simoes because of that knockdown.
The early one?
The early one,
yeah.
I think it was very even.
Damage was done.
Yeah, it was. Damage is the first criteria to judging. It was an even round, a lot of back and forth, but I think that was what really put things into perspective for Simoes and gave him that first round.
There they are, Caio and Big Nog. I know they're killing it on the Portuguese side. All right, fighters touch gloves, and we are ready for round number 2, LFA Bantamweight action. Simoes with the red tape, black trunks, and Santos blue shorts and blue tape.
These guys are showing no sign that they're slowing down right off.
No.
The bell rung, they're at it again. There's kicks being thrown, there's punches. You can't blink. We still got over 4 minutes in the second round. We might go to the third. We don't know what we can expect from this fight right now, Ron.
And two extremely well-rounded fighters as Simoes punching his way in. Santos, 3 knockouts, 3 submissions out of his 11 victories. Ooh, and that landed as he backs up Santos.
And again, the power of recovery. He ate that punch clean. He shot in for that double leg. He's already got Simoes with his back on the cage. He's working. You see, these guys are so experienced. They're so technical. You can see them looking at their corners, looking for directions. This is the point where they have to be very calm and move step by step consciously, because they already saw that their opponent can turn things around very quick.
Experienced in cage time, not really in, years. Simoes only 27 years old, but he's already had 13 professional fights. Made his pro debut back in 2013, and on the flip side, Santos 31, and he has 14 professional fights. Tonight, making his debut in the LFA.
Yeah. And props again to our matchmaker, Mark Beer, that you see there on the right side, right next to Ed Suarez. This man knows how to matchmake. Look at this. It's hard to even judge.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Mark does an incredible job. Even matchmaking internationally. How tough is that?
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, that is a challenge, and Mark does it very well. Just past the 3-minute mark, round number 2. LFA 159 preliminary action. Make sure you catch the main card on UFC Fight Pass. If you haven't done so, get to UFCFightPass.com. Sign up today.
Very
nice
even
combination from Simoes, letting his fist fly.
These guys have no quitting them, Ron. A very even matchup up till now. I believe Simoes does have a slight edge. Every time they go for that stand and bang, Simoes gets the best of Santos. And now you see that he sped things up. All of a sudden, he's slowing things down. That's very important to keep that gas tank high and make sure he's not going to just dump everything that he has in one single position. Looks like he's going
a bit of a scramble here.
He got that chin strap. And then again, Santos is so good at inverting positions and transitioning to the back. Simoes is trying to go to the side, keeping that hip pressure, keeping that body lock, moving to the side to take the space away from Santos, and we can already see a cut on Santos's upper right eye due to that exchange earlier.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. That early exchange opened him up a bit.
Very efficient little hook he's putting in there. You see how long his legs are. That's like an octopus. He wraps them around. It's hard to move your foot out. He's locking your leg, he's locking your foot. Now he's got that body triangle on that leg, making it difficult for Santos to come back up.
Simoes with the height and reach advantage. 3 victories by way of submission, looking for a 4th.
Santos did a very good job, again,
escaping,
turning things around,
yes.
Escaping a dangerous position, and making it, look at how hard it is now for Simoes to try to wrap that leg around. He's got the cage on one side, and Santos is getting the edge now. He's moving over. If Simoes flips over, he'll be right on top. There it is.
Beautiful action on the canvas here in the 2nd round.
Santos could definitely be a little bit quicker here. He's got to hide that arm. That's a Kimura there that can be a potential hazard for him. He's got to move forward. He's got to close in that distance. He's got to trap Simoes' hip. You see Simoes with 15 seconds left. That's what he wants to finish with, that Kimura.
Still holding the wrist, but breaks it there, and Santos gets an elbow through the guard. It's time winding down in the 2nd round. We will go to the 3rd and final round between Simoes and Santos.
That was a very, very close and hard round to judge, Ron. It can go either way. Let's take a look at that replay. Again, they started off strong. Simoes got that tough hand in that connected right. Santos took it like a man. Positions being traded on the ground. He shot in for that double leg. That's a good point for him. Turned around in the end of the round. I'm not sure if it was enough to turn this round in his favor, because you can see there, Simoes was aggressive. Hard for me to say. I would call it even apiece right now. You know, maybe I don't really know who this round would go to. Depends on how the judges see this, who was more aggressive. Santos didn't do much damage, and he didn't have too much time to control towards the end of that round.
Yeah, Simoes landed some clean shots, backing Santos up, not only with his fists, but that knee and then the takedowns. Again, a very extremely close round to call as we'll go into the third round, another chapter in the battle between Rio de Janeiro, Santos representing Rio, and Simoes out of Sao Paulo. Ron Kruk and Max Suarez with you tonight. LFA number 159 from Caraguatatuba, Brazil.
And both of these men showing very technical grappling. A lot of transitioning, safe transitioning, conscious transitioning. I totally believe that this is the round that will define who takes this fight. Second round is up in the air right now. First round, in my eyes, Simoes took it. The judges might have given this second round to Santos. To me, this round, whoever wins takes it all.
Santos with the nice level change into the body lock. Simoes starts his rounds off real fast, and he comes out firing.
Totally agree. He's a fast starter. It's also good to say that Santos absorbs and knows how to control that pace very well. Simoes speeds things up. He speeds things up as well. Simoes slows down. He's slowing things down too. That might be the reason why we're still going in this third round as strong as they're going.
Right. Want to hear from you tonight, not only on the prelims, but the main LFA 159 card. Follow the Legacy Fighting Alliance on all social media platforms at LFA Fighting. Now, Simoes looking for another takedown on the back of Santos. Santos doing a nice job of fending it off and sprawling. Action right in front of us.
Santos doing a very good job of controlling this position. As you can see me in the background, getting ready to go into that cage for whoever wins.
You're cold, aren't you? It's
I gotta
really
say,
cold
man,
here. The
they
winter.
catch me at the weirdest times, Ron.
Caraguatatuba is just brutal. 81 today. Barely could survive. Oh, nice elbow there from Simoes through the guard, and Santos firing back. Spinning back fist just missed from Simoes.
Santos controlling very well that position, but he can't be standing there for too long. The judges might see him just trying to stall. You see the ref is right there. He's looking at him, he's staring at him. If he stays there for too long and doesn't execute anything, he will be set apart, and he needs this round. Simoes definitely has to be more active, get his back off the cage, do that 180, either turn things around or get back to the middle of the cage. He was more effective there.
2 minutes to go. LFA bantamweight action. Both of these athletes looking to finish strong. Again, Santos coming in. Simoes sprawling and fending off the takedown for now.
Same position again, not a lot going on. If it comes down to the wire, this might define it, but we still have 1 minute 30 seconds left. The way the pace of this fight has been going, we can expect a lot in such little time.
Just a little cut opening up again over the right eye of Santos.
Simoes got that turnaround, very important for him in this round. If he's aggressive enough, he might take things on to his, I gotta say, it's hard to even talk, Ron. I say some of these guys turn it around.
Santos and Simoes making their LFA debuts tonight. Santos unbeaten in almost 5 years. Does that win streak come to an end this evening?
He's got the 30 seconds left. He's got the control. He's listening to his corners. His corners are asking him to be more aggressive. They're right next to me here, Ron. I can hear him saying it, be more aggressive, but he's letting Santos turn around. I can tell you right now, this is gonna be a close fight, judging by the first two. We got a little over 10 seconds left to end it.
Who can finish strong? Oh, nice. Both fighters finishing strong. Oh, and there's the takedown from Santos as time winding down. But Simoes happy with his performance. He's raising his hands as he feels he will be victorious. Going to be a very difficult decision for the judges tonight. Fans here in Caraguatatuba appreciate the effort from both fighters. Isaias Simoes, 27 years old. He was the underdog according to Bet Online coming into this fight as we check out some of the highlights here in the third round. And there was some big strikes landing from Simoes early on. As we mentioned, he starts every round very strong. Did some damage. And then a nice exchange. There was the right hook that dropped Santos and followed it up. I think Simoes was definitely the fighter who did more damage, landed the more powerful shots, as you see, dropping Santos a few times. And then finishing the round strong with those elbows. A knee to the head.
Check.
And then Santos trying to stage a little comeback in the end of the round. I think we're watching the entire round. There's a spinning back fist, just missed, and nice level change, but it was a beautiful fight. I'd watch that round again. All right, let's now get the official decision. We go back inside the LFA Octagon in Tiago, Pamplona.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 30-27 in favor of the winner by unanimous decision, Isaias Simoes.
Isaias Simoes, victorious. Tonight here at
Boa noite, Cajamar. Quer dizer, Caraguá. I'm here with the winner of the night. Eu tô aqui com o vencedor da noite. What does it feel like to get this first win in the LFA? It was such a close fight. You came out with the win. What's next and how are you feeling? Foi uma luta tão apertada, uma luta tão próxima, 3 rounds disputadíssimos. Você faz a sua estreia na organização com louvor. Fala um pouquinho do que está passando na sua cabeça.
A experiência dessa luta desde o início do camp foi totalmente diferente. Mudei minha cabeça, sou muito grato ao meu treinador Cristiano Nogueira, meus companheiros de treino, minha equipe, meus alunos. Eles acreditavam em mim mais do que eu acreditava. Busquei Deus, troquei todos os pensamentos, descobri que a força vem dele, depois na minha cabeça. Só precisava mudar essa chavinha. Agora é a nova versão do Isaias. A LFA pode contar com show todos os eventos que eu lutar.
He's the hometown guy. He's here to do what he has to do. He's ready for it. He came in here, he did what he had to do. He says, trust God first. He's here, he's the hometown man, and he's ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, the first winner of the night.
Isaias Simoes puts an end to Santos' 6-fight win streak, makes it a successful LFA debut tonight, improves his record to 9 wins and 5 losses. A impressive performance by the 27-year-old from Sao Paulo. LFA 159 from Caraguatatuba tonight. The LFA interim light heavyweight title is on the line. What a matchup we have between Acacio dos Santos and, of course, with Rodolfo Bellato. Both of these men come in with combined 9 first-round finishes, 6 in the second round. This is going to be a great interim light heavyweight title fight. There is our LFA 159, a main event. 2 Dana White Contender Series alumni battling for the interim light heavyweight championship.
And his opponent in the red
Rodolfo
corner,
Bellato taking on Acacio dos Santos. Grappler versus a striker matchup. Both men looking to rebound after a defeat on the Contender Series. Max, let's begin and talk about Bellato. 3-0 inside the LFA, has looked very impressive in every one of his performances. He was very honest about his performance on the Contender Series, said something was not right with him. It was a disappointing performance. He comes back looking for a victory tonight.
I think he needed that loss, Ronnie. He told us that loss changed his mindset, the way he trained, the way he prepared for the fight mentally, and it makes total sense. You either win or you learn. Bellato learned from this loss of the Contender Series, came back, got a win. He's on his way back again, most likely if he gets that belt tonight. So I'm anxious to see how much he has changed from the last time he was in here.
He will have a tough challenge in front of him with Acacio dos Santos, who has won 3 belts here in Brazil, none as big as the one he is fighting for tonight. Comes in with 15 career victories, and we have seen some dynamite in his fist. He has ended 7 fights by way of big knockout.
He's the most experienced man in this matchup, 10 years of pro experience, has faced very tough opponents, has a little bit of a reach advantage, is a striker by essence, says he has a good ground game but wants to keep this fight standing. He's the kind of man, Ron, that if he lands that punch, there's going to be a problem.
There is the arrest of the LFA 159 card here tonight in Brazil. Some great matchups. Make sure that you are scanning the QR code when it comes up on the screen for the latest fight odds from Bet Online, and get to UFCFightPass.com to check out this main card. You will not want to miss it. Great action here in Caraguatatuba tonight. Third and final preliminary matchup here at LFA 159, and we've got the flyweights up next. Tail of the tape is powered by Fuel. Hugo Paiva is 25 years old. Marcus Degli, 22 years old. Degli is the taller fighter. Both fighters tip the scales at 126, and it's Degli who will have the reach advantage. Ron Kruk and Max Suarez with you tonight, octagon side for LFA 159. Let's go back inside, and our ring announcer tonight is Thiago Pamplona.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the LFA Flyweight division, and it's brought to you by Fuel, the eyewear company. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, This man is a Muay Thai style fighter. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs in at 126 pounds. He holds a professional record of 6 wins, being 4 knockouts and 1 submission with only 1 defeat. Representing Team Lucas Mineiro and fighting out of São Paulo, Brazil, Hugo Paiva. And his opponent standing across the cage fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu style fighter. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighs in at 126 pounds. He holds a professional record of 8 wins, being 5 knockouts and 3 submissions with 3 defeats. Representing Vale top team and fighting out of Campos do Jordão, São Paulo, Marcos Tailandês Degli. And the referee in charge of the octagon is Fernando Portela.
Final preliminary fight of LFA, a 159, and we move to the flyweight division. Hugo Paiva with the blue tape and black shorts, and Marcos Degli, red tape and white trunks. Degli is the underdog according to Bet Online at +140, and Paiva a -170 favorite.
Paiva has been in the same octagon before. He's already used to everything that the LFA has to offer. He should be the more comfortable man in this cage tonight. But then again, Degli, in Portuguese, Tailandês, which means the Thai guy. He's had some very crazy Muay Thai matchups in his career. Not afraid to stand and bang, and there it is, the typical Muay Thai kick right to the body.
Man, right to the ribs, and again, another shot. Degli, a very active fighter too. 8th fight in 14 months. Brings in a 100% finishing rate into his LFA debut tonight. 2nd fight in 77 days. And there he shoots in and gets Paiva to the ground.
For a Muay Thai specialist shooting in for that double leg like that, I'd like to compliment his wrestling coach, Ron.
Well, also a black belt in BJJ, so as we've spoke about all these fighters tonight, Max, just extremely well-rounded, both on the ground and in the stand-up.
Degli did what he had to do. He doesn't want to stand and trade with Paiva. Paiva's got heavy hands. He's showed that in the past. I think he's doing the right thing. Threw a couple punches, surprised Paiva with that takedown. Now he's on the mount, can look for that submission. He's got a lot of time, Ron, almost 3.5 minutes to stay there and do what he has to do to finish this fight tonight.
Degli, 3 submission victories, 5 first-round finishes. He's got a win via RNC, arm triangle, and arm bar. Ooh, nice elbow through the guard.
He's being very effective on top. Paiva also doing a very good job of moving his hips out, turning sideways to create that space. He's already got that knee shield in there, trying to move back, but Degli is holding on to that base hand. Now he's going in for that guillotine run. Paiva doing a good job of swivering out. He's got his belly to the mat. He still has to worry about it. That guillotine, arm and guillotine is locked. He just has to move that hand in a little bit. There it is.
And just like that, very tight. Can Paiva hang on? Looks like he can for now, just past the midway point of the opening round. That was a beautiful transition by Degli. He wants that neck, Max.
He does, like you said, BJJ black belt. Black belts like necks. One kick apiece, like they're trading punches, went into that double leg. Didn't work that time. Paiva defended it very, very well. But Paiva, he has to start throwing those hands. That's his strong point. That's where he's dangerous. That's where he's going to catch Degli. Maybe throw a leg kick, an inside or an outside. Kind of.
Oh, knee floors Paiva. Degli looking to end this fight. Can Paiva hang on?
I don't know how Paiva's still alive after
100%. Big shots raining down from Marcos Degli. looking for his first win. Now he attacks the neck again, looking for the RNC.
Looks like it's sinking in, Ron. He got that body lock.
Hugo Paiva in trouble, but hanging on.
Defended it very well, tucked that chin in, but there he goes again, Ron. It looks like it's tight now. No way out, got to tap. He's reaching for that right arm, he's got to turn in. Degli's on that mission, he's got to go hand in hand.
Somehow, Paiva is hanging on.
There's the hand in hand, Ron.
Enter Sandman! Marcos Degli puts Paiva to sleep. First round RNC victory.
Beautiful step-by-step victory for Degli. Took it one step at a time, shot in for that double leg. Didn't work, got that Conor McGregor throwing those bills out there, throwing the Benjis. Got a beautiful win tonight, one that he'll definitely remember for the rest of his career. Like I was saying, worked that step-by-step very well. Did the double leg the first time, got good control, didn't get the finish. Shot in for the second time, got stuffed, but continued with the plan, stuck to the strategy. Eventually got that takedown, turned things around, and was very efficient in trading hands. Rear naked choke initially sunk in. He traded to that gable grip, hand in hand.
Yeah.
Turned his hands to the mat. Hugo Paiva had nothing to do, Ron, but tap and give Degli that win.
Beautiful debut here in the Legacy of Fighting Alliance for 22-year-old Marcos Degli. It started with that beautiful knee that floored Paiva. Give Paiva credit for hanging on. Great shot there from our crew. Looked like it was over right there, Max, but somehow Paiva was able to hold on, and then Degli really, after landing some more shots, transitioned to the rear naked choke.
And this is how smart he was. He got the double leg earlier in the round, and when he started that knee, he feinted the double leg and moved up with that flying knee. You can see that Paiva dropped his hands to defend that takedown, and all of a sudden Degli pops up with that beautiful flying knee. That was the beginning of the end. Paiva didn't recover, he was still rocked. And when you're rocked, Ron, it's hard to properly defend a submission.
Ninth career of victory for Marcos Degli. And a fantastic debut in the LFA Octagon. Let's now get the official time from Thiago Pamplona.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee Fernando Portola has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes and 16 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission via rear naked choke, Marcos Thailandese Degli.
Second submission win by way of rear naked choke for Marcos Degli. Very impressive performance in his LFA debut, Max.
Beautiful LFA debut, showed a lot of technique, showed that he's got hands, he's got that Muay Thai background, but at the same time, he's smart, got beautiful ground game, very efficient, feinted that double leg that he got earlier, came up with that flying knee beginning of the end, got to Paiva's back, choked him out. What a way to start this off, Ron.
Seventh consecutive victory for Marcos Degli. Puts the LFA flyweight division on high alert. Can't wait to see him return to the octagon soon. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the LFA 159 preliminary action here on YouTube and Facebook. This is the time to get to UFCFightPass.com. Sign up for the big fights tonight, including the interim light heavyweight matchup between Rodolfo Bellato and Acacio dos Santos. We'll see you over on UFC Fight Pass.